Hello and welcome back to Pets Aplenty. If you're new to this channel, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more amazing videos. We horse people pride ourselves on knowing a lot about the animals we love, but it might intrigue you to learn a thing or two about our equine partners that are surprising and fascinating. Ever wonder why we mount and lead horses on the left? Which flavors horses prefer? Or why your horse is skittish when you lead him? Keeping a horse isn't like keeping a dog or cat. Dogs and cats are designed more like humans than horses are in some very important ways. And here are top 10 obscure facts. Number 1. Horses can't vomit. The most widely accepted reason horses can't vomit is due to the strength of their lower esophageal sphincter. Humans, horses, and many other animals have a lower esophageal sphincter, or LES. The horse's lower esophageal plays a vital role in the horse's digestive system. It attaches to the stomach at a low angle, and the muscle around it gives food its final push into a horse's belly and closes tightly. The sphincter muscles do much of the same in humans. It helps food make its way to the stomach and closes as well. But the sphincter in humans works as a one-way pressure valve. In other words, food travels through the valve and into the stomach, just like it does with a horse. But what makes us different is when pressure builds in our gut, the LES is forced open and our stomach contents to pass back into the esophagus and out of our mouths, we vomit. And the inability to vomit helped horses to survive. As we all know, horses survived thousands of years as prey animals on this planet thanks to evolution. They've adapted coats that protect them from extreme weather and have learned to signal warning signs through their herds. Evolution played a role as well in a horse's inability to vomit. A key to horses' survival is their ability to avoid predators with their quickness and speed. When horses run, their intestines hammer on their stomach, causing pressure to build up in the organ. If their sphincter valve opened under pressure, horses would vomit every time they ran, and eventually, the predator would catch his prey. So it's apparent that it was more important for horses' survival to escape predators than keep food down. Horses are at risk of sustaining severe digestive disorders because they don't vomit. Number 2. Choking takes longer in horses. Have you ever been to a restaurant and choked on your food? This experience causes panic since you are unable to talk or breathe. Food has become trapped in your windpipe, preventing you from breathing. Lucky for you, the gentleman making eye contact with you all night and possibly made you choke in the first place is trained in the Heimlich maneuver and quickly dislodges the food. Chokes in horses is different compared to humans. Horses that choke do not have breathing problems since the food is stuck in the esophagus, or the tube that connects the mouth with the stomach, not the trachea. The horse's larynx, or voice boxes, sit higher in the throat than the human larynx do. This gives them an advantage over us. Therefore, choke in horses is not immediately life-threatening. However, if the horse is not treated or not resolved, horses can die from not being able to eat or drink. The cause of choking is esophageal obstruction, or something is stuck in the esophagus. The material that is blocking the esophagus are mostly food or feed. Horses have been known to choke on any and all ingredients in the diet, including forage or hay, grass, hay pellets, hay cubes and beet pulp, grain or sweet feed, pellet feed, extruded feed, and treats, or apples and carrots. Horses have also been reported to choke on items that were not intended for consumption, including paper, plastic, baling twine, bedding materials, and my favorite, a riding crop. The general rule for choking is that if a horse can put it into his mouth, they can choke on it. Number 3. Horses can't breathe through their mouths. Horses only breathe through their noses. We can breathe through our mouths and our noses. So if we get a stuffy nose, no big deal. But if a horse's nasal passages swell due to a snake bite or allergy, they will suffocate. If you take a closer look at the respiratory tract of a horse, you'd see that the epiglottis, or the flap of cartilage located in the throat behind the tongue and in front of the larynx, rests just above the soft palate while the animal is not swallowing. This creates an airtight seal that makes it physically impossible for horses to breathe in through their mouths, unless anatomical abnormalities or pathological conditions are present. To compensate for their lack of mouth breathing during exercise, a horse's nostrils can flare in order to increase their air intake, but this isn't the whole story. A horse hard at work can inhale and exhale upwards of 1,400 liters of air every minute, with a rough estimate of 140 breaths per minute, with the amount of air moving into and out of the lungs every minute. You can imagine the sort of stress and strain that a horse's nasal passages and lungs must endure during exercise. Sure, horses may be built for strenuous work environments, but just like humans, they have physical limits. Number 4. Horses recognize things better through smell rather than vision. Horses have a very acute sense of smell and use it to interpret their world in ways that are far beyond the capabilities of a human. A horse can literally smell danger. The slightest breeze bringing a dangerous scent puts a horse into flight mode. Tails go high as a signal and the horses are off and running in a flash. Horses also relate to their immediate environment through their sense of smell. They greet each other nose to nose and recognize each other by scent and by sight. Mares and foals immediately learn each other's scents and can find each other quickly in a crowd of horses. Horses come to recognize people in the same way. Notice that recognition when you approach a horse. The horse reaches out its muzzle to take in your scent by sniffing you. As with other animals, extending the back of your hand is a good way to let the horse get to know and trust you, and accept your presence as a herd mate and not a predator. The horse's sense of smell contribute to its eating habits, and horses often determine that a plant is going to taste good and be edible by smelling it before attempting to eat it. This keen sense of smell helps a horse go for the tastiest bits of hay and adds enjoyment to the eating of grains and other feed. Number 5. Horses' teeth do not grow throughout their lifetime. Within the first 2 weeks of life, foals erupt 12 baby teeth through their gums. By 9 months, 12 more teeth will have erupted. By the time they are yearlings, they have between 24 and 30 teeth. In the second and third years of life, these baby teeth start getting replaced by permanent teeth. Canine or brittle teeth erupt at about age 4 to 5 years in male horses. They also erupt in about 20 to 25% of mares and are usually smaller than those found in males. By 5 years of age, horses have all of their permanent teeth as shown in the illustration below, but most of the tooth structure is below the gum line. Now here's the interesting part. Horse teeth emerge through the gums throughout a horse's lifetime. That is why people think that horses' teeth grow. Horses grind down their teeth as they chew their hay. This isn't normally a problem because there is plenty of tooth outside the gum line and the teeth emerge as needed, but they can form sharp hooks or unevenness as the horse chews. These problems can interfere with the bit when you're riding or can cause a horse pain as he eats. This is why they must have their teeth filed or floated, as it's called, by a veterinarian or equine dentist at least annually. By the time horses reach their senior years or 20 plus, they may be very little tooth left with which to grind down hay. That is why senior horses typically need special diets to ensure that they are getting all the nutrition they need. Number 6. horses' hearing range is greater than humans. An animal that survives by getting a head start on predators necessarily develops a keen sense of hearing. Horses' ears are funnel-shaped and very mobile. Just watch a horse as it reacts to sounds all around. The ear acting as a funnel for capturing sound and sending down into the ear canal, swivels and seems to reach towards the sound, 55 to 33,500 Hz or cycles per second, as compared to 30 or 19,000 Hz in humans. This ability to perceive and process sound quickly and efficiently serves the horse well, although loud, unfamiliar noises can send a horse into flight or a combative attitude if it feels threatened. Different positions of the ear reveal where the horse's attention is directed and can enable the observer to determine the general attitude of the horse. If the ears are pricked forward, the horse is giving extreme attention in that direction. Ears to the side show the attention to be in that direction. Ears flat back usually show anger or fear, while both ears drooping show relaxation and drowsiness. Amazingly, a soft, gentle voice that is calm and confident can work wonders with gaining the cooperation of a horse. With their keen sense of hearing, horses respond well to the sound of the human voice. Keep this idea in mind always, and especially when you and your horse are in a noisy or frightening environment. Number 7. Horses' monocular and binocular vision. Realizing that a horse is a prey animal and a grazing eater that survived for millions of years in the wild, it stands to reason that a horse's senses are more highly developed and more nuanced than those of a human. As a grazing prey animal, good eyesight and a wide range of vision, exceptional hearing, the ability to discern the slightest odor of a predator on the breeze, and the ability to discern the edibility of a plant by a touch of the muzzle could mean the difference between life and death in the wild. Although no one knows just how far horses can see, they are known to be able to distinguish patterns at least 100 yards away and can perceive depth quite well. People who have studied horses' eyes and the way they see tell us that the upper and lower extremes of the horse's eye are for distance, vision, and the center of the eye focuses on near objects. A soft, gentle voice that is calm and confident can work wonders. Horses have better night vision than humans. Researchers are certain that horses can see colors but are not able to discover whether horses see a full spectrum of colors. Because of the way the horse's eyes are placed on its head, horses need to keep their heads low to focus on objects close beside them. If they are not allowed to keep their heads low and tilt them sideways, they often compensate by skipping sideways to see the object better, which may be seen as spooking or shying by an inexperienced rider. When the rider punishes the horse for a perfectly natural action, the problem is compounded. Understanding how a horse's eyes work can save frustration and conflict between horse and rider or handler. Number 8. Horses were big-hearted animals. One of the most impressive muscles in your horse's body is his heart, composed of 4 pumping chambers plus various inflow and outflow vessels. Your horse's heart supplies blood to all parts of his body non-stop, whether working or at rest, from birth until death. The equine heart is remarkable. No other muscle puts in the same workload. The size of the heart will vary with the size of each horse, but weighs roughly 1% of the overall body weight. The average horse's heart weighs 8 to 10 pounds and pumps 7 to 10 gallons a minute at rest. For equine athletes during exercise, cardiac output can reach over 65 gallons per minute. The horse's heart is made up of a unique type of muscle called the cardiac muscle or myocardium. The myocardium makes up the majority of the cardiac wall and is responsible for its pumping action. It contains a collection of specialized cells called pacemaker cells that are located in the right atrium. Pacemaker cells are different than the cells found in muscles used for running, or skeletal muscles and muscles used to do things like intestinal contractions or smooth muscle. These cells have an inherent rhythm and can send out an electrical signal that sets the pace for blood pumping and coordinating heartbeats. Number 9. Horses are a touch-sensitive animal. The skin is the largest organ in horses as well as humans, and the body surface of the horse is thus the largest of its sensory organs. As a prey species, it's not surprising that the horse is touch-sensitive. Such sensitivity may have served the adaptive purpose of resisting and disabling entrapment by predators. However, it's also foreshadowed the horse becoming the most popular ridden animal. Tactile stimulation of the surface of the skin is the main interface of communication between a horse and a rider, and also between a horse and human handler. The sensitivity of the skin is thought to vary across the body of the horse as the distribution of sensory nerve receptors vary, with areas such as the muzzle, neck, withers, coronets, shoulders, lower flank, and rear of the pastern typically being more sensitive. In the facial area, where the epidermis is thin, tactile sensitivity is particularly high around the eyes, nostrils, and mouth. Number 10. Horses never forget human friends. Human friends may come and go, but a horse could be one of your most loyal, long-term buddies if you treat it right. Horses also understand words better than expected, according to research, and possess excellent memories, allowing horses to not only recall their human friends after periods of separation, but also to remember complex, problem-solving strategies for 10 years or more. The bond with humans likely is an extension of horse behavior in the wild, since horses value their own relatives and friends and are also open to new, non-threatening acquaintances. Horses are able to learn and memorize human words and can hear the human voice better than even dogs can, due to their particular range of hearing. Horses are loyal, intelligent, and have very long-lasting memories of both good and bad experiences, and horses can be very forgiving, but they never forget. And these are the 10 most amazing horse facts that might be very helpful if ever you wanted to have one. What horse fact fascinated you the most? Leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know if we posted a new video. See you next time!